Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who video for today. So in this video, it is ranking every single season and series of Doctor Who from 1963 down to 2023. And of course, it is 8th place. Yes, 8th place. This season was broadcast from the 5th of January to the 30th of March 1985. You probably guessed it, it is season 22. Look how good the Blu-ray looks. I love this artwork. It's absolutely fantastic. I love season 22's artwork. This is my favourite season to feature the Sixth Doctor, Mr. Colin Baker. This is my all-time favourite Colin Baker season. Out of the two he's got, I prefer this over to Trial of a Time Lord, even though I do like the Dominic Glim theme. I kind of wish if season 22 had the Dominic Glim theme, I really think it would have been so much better. And definitely be so much higher, because I do like the Dominic Glim theme than the Peter Howard theme. But this season is absolutely incredible. So what changes in season 22? Well, we go to, from having 25-minute episodes, we go to 45-minute episodes in this. We have so many incredible stories like Attack of the Cybermen, Ventures on Varos, the Mark of Irani, the Two Doctors. We have Time Lapse, which basically has grown on me since the Blu-ray release last year. And of course, we have Revelation of the Daleks. Yes, season 22 for me, it's got some positive sides to me now. Back when I was really, really young and I started out on this channel 5 years ago, God blimey, it's been 5 years since I started out this YouTube channel. And I said season 22 was my least favourite season for Colin Baker, but since the last 5 years, and the more I've dived into VHSs and the Target books and other stuff for this season, it's really, really pushed season 22 up very, very high up for me. And then last year with the Blu-ray release of season 22, and watching it through HD and all the extended footage, all the extended episodes that we got in the Blu-ray, really, really pushed up the season for me, and why I really enjoy it. So, story number 1. Attack of the Cybermen. What can I tell you about this story that makes it so great to make it me number 1 all-time favourite Colin Baker story? Well, it is basically a sequel and a prequel, to be honest with you. It's a sequel to 2 stories, but a prequel to another story, which basically I'm going to explain now. Now, basically, the Cybermen want to use this kind of ice asteroid to destroy Earth, so that way the home planet Mondas can survive and not be destroyed in 1986. Which we do see in the very first story that Cybermen ever appear in Doctor Who: The 10th Planet, starring William Hartnell as the first Doctor. And then when I mean like for a sequel, it carries on. We go to it. We go back to the planet Terros. We meet the Cyber Controllers since the Tomb of the Cybermen in 1967, and then of course the Cybermen that are on Earth in the sewers, they're left over from the invasion in 1968, starring the second Doctor for both stories. Now, I really do enjoy this story. I like the Krynoids, the Cryons. I really think the Cryons were a very, very good design. The Sixth Doctor having the sonic laser and trying to repair the TARDIS chameleon circuit. He's actually the only Doctor ever to fix the chameleon circuit, and I really do enjoy the way how the TARDIS does change shapes and then it goes to an organ, and then of course to find out the Cybermen have already got there before them, the Doctor and Perry, and the Doctor's then knocked on the ground, and you got Perry screaming because the Cybermen threatened to kill her, and she's there going, no, no, no. I really do love that cliffhanger. Top notch. I just pure love that cliffhanger. It's brilliant. Then, of course, the next story is, of course, Ventures on Varos. Kind of a bit like Big Brother, but instead of watching people basically win money for staying in a block of flat after weeks, this is a torture planet, and people watching people being tortured and killed, which is basically something I think is kind of dark, but the storytelling in it's pretty decent. I really love dark stories now. I never used to, but the dark stories have really, really grown on me. And this story is mostly the darkness, because we see people die. We see an acid bath, basically because the Doctor makes them jump, go, oh, hello. And they're like, rah, like that. And they kind of fall into the acid bath. And the Sixth Doctor gives that very, very nice harsh speech going, forgive me if I don't join you. I really do love Ventures of Varos. So is an interesting villain. I'm going to say he's actually my second favourite villain from the Colin Baker era, because I really do enjoy Cyrill's performance. The way you see the little slug creature going, and the way he does that laugh, and he goes through the laugh, and he turns Perry into a bird. And the Doctor's just like, yeah. I'm going to say Perry. I really do enjoy French Navarro's. The next story is actually called The Mark of the Irani. Now, this is my favourite story of the Irani. Now, she's only got two main stories apart from Dimensions in Time, which is basically the Children We Need 1993 special where Doctor Who did a crossover with EastEnders where nobody talks about it. I really do enjoy the Irani. The way you have the Doctor, the Irani, and the Master, three Gallifreyans in one story. Absolutely brilliant. Set on Earth. This was actually filmed not far from me, up in Telford, aka in Ironbridge. And I want to go to these filming locations. I really do. I'm planning on getting Colin Baker's outfit, getting the bus up to Telford, up to Ironbridge, and just walk around Ironbridge in Colin Baker's outfit, full grown get up, and just walk around in the actual, like, where they used to film, or where they filmed the story, and just walk around dressed as Colin Baker. I really think that would be pretty awesome to do. Yes, I'm one of those fans. I really do. To be honest with you, I actually do want to go to the beach at one point and dress in my Peter Davison outfit and kind of look like that I'm dying from spectrotoxemia and I run away from, you know, from Sirius Jack's men. I can't remember the name. Studsy, that's it. Studsy, for the kids under Sonny. Mark of the Irani, it is just a pure amazing story set in the Victorian times, I believe. I could be wrong. With George Stephenson, I love the story. The way it talks about inventions and the Doctor's there going, I am an inventor. And the way they literally chuck the ties down to the pit and they want to throw the Doctor down there and he's saved. And the Master's there going, I will destroy you, Doctor. I want my revenge. And Perry, when literally Perry sees him, goes, I thought he was dead. Because Perry actually saw that the Master basically die in the season prior to this one, aka in season 21, where the Master, basically the Master, people thought the Master was literally burnt to life, but he returned in a season later in the story with the Irani. The Two Doctors is a very interesting story. I do have a few issues with it. I really think it should have been the Sixth Doctor being sent on the mission for the Time Lords, talking to Steph Starry, getting kidnapped by the Centaurians, and the Second Doctor basically being pulled out of time to rescue his future self, not his future self having to rescue his past self. I really think that would have been make more sense if the Sixth Doctor was the one to be captured and the second have to go and save his future. But this story sees the return of the Centaurians, and it was written by Robert Holmes. Basically, it's just the last classic story of the Centaurians in classic Doctor Who, because Doctor Who was cancelled back in 1989 and this came out in 1985. So 4 years later, Doctor Who got cancelled, and it's such a shame. This was the Centaurians basically last story, but we do have that iconic thing where it goes dun dun da da dun da 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 da. I just absolutely love that Centaurian theme. The next story is actually called Time Lash, and we go to the planet Kafama. I can't say the word, I'm afraid. The TARDIS is caught inside a quantum time strip, basically a time corridor, and the Doctor basically does a reverse trip up the corridor instead of going down to Earth. Now, this planet is basically took over by the Borad, basically half Morlocks kind of creature. It's a brilliant story. Not brilliant, I should actually say. I don't really want people to go and watch it and go, oh, you said it was brilliant when it was actually rubbish. I have to admit, there's one scene in it I absolutely enjoy, when this mirror thing gets destroyed and there's a nice cracking image of John Pertwee's Third Doctor, which basically is from an unseen story that I hopefully think Big Finish has picked it up on. And then, of course, the final story of the season is Revelation of the Daleks. Now, Revelation of the Daleks, we go to the planet Necros. The Doctor is basically lord of the planet because a friend of the Doctor's basically died, where it's all a massive trap by the Great Healer. And when I say the Great Healer, it's actually Davros, the creator of the Daleks, who survives from Resurrection of the Daleks in season 21. He comes up with this plan, creates a whole new bunch of Daleks, basically sells dead people as food to the planet's population of Necros. So anybody that dies on Necros ends up going to this building where all the dead people go to, and Davros turns them into food and feeds them to the population. Yeah, it's a very, very dark story. I do love this story because, one, we do see the return of the Skaro Daleks coming to arrest Davros. Davros does get his hand blown off and his fingers, so which basically explains why in series 4 in Modern Who you see him wearing the metal cane, like the metal hand, and of course in Magician's Apprentice and Witch's Familiar for series 9. And then, of course, that's mainly it for the season, apart from that little end of the cliffhanger where the Doctor talks to Perry saying, all right, I take you to... Because the original season 23 was scrapped because of the hiatus, and that was actually edited out, I'm afraid. It was actually going to say Blackpool. All right, I take it to Blackpool, so they go to Blackpool. Pressure Beach. And that's mainly it for season 22, really. And it's really, really good for Colin Baker's Doctor. I prefer this over to season 23. Season 23, I do enjoy Trial of the Time Lord. I just don't like all the court stuff coming up in and out of episodes. And of course, every cliffhanger is literally Colin Baker just pulling a face. So he's like, say like this, for instance, and then he goes like that. And it's like... I really do enjoy season 22 more than season 23. Yes, the episodes are a lot longer, but to be honest with you, the main standard for what we had for Modern Who from series 1 down to series 10, I believe, where they all were 45 minutes until series 11 changed up by making them go up to 50 minutes. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of season 2022? Is it one of your favourites? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content. And join me next week for when I talk about what is in 7th place in this series of ranking every single season and series of Doctor Who. You lot have all been amazing, and thank you.